Life is but an instance for an insect, particularly that of the monarch butterfly. Life is short. It is futile. You do everything that you can, or everything that they can, to survive amidst everything that is the real world. And here, you find that things have been a bit easier, especially as an insect, comparably so, but you know that it will not last for long.
No, because I am aware of how polymorph is, and I know that I need to get help quick.
Yeah. I'm going to give you some encounters. While things have been quick, shifting, and easy for Jakob, a medium-sized creature, a diminutive-sized creature will be quite challenged. It's going to take a bit longer, I think. So, Jakob, if you would please, give me a 30% range.
Counter a frog.
That I do or don't want?
Existing.
That you don't want.
That I don't want? Let's go 40 to 70.
Okay. Very good. Give me a...
I was going to say 1 to 30. I'm glad that I changed my mind.
Give me a 40% range.
That I do not want?
It's not going to change. It's always going to be that.
Oh, no, I just want to make sure. 20 to 60.
Okay. All right, here we go. Very good. Now, for the last opportunity for encounter, it is a 50% range.
We're just going to go ahead and say low.
Low.
Watch it roll 100.
89.
Fuck!
That's what you wanted.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh. I'm nervous, okay? Give me this.
I'm so upset!
Do you have any idea how much Chant has been amping me up to go ahead and die as a butterfly?
Like I said, you're gonna walk past a stray frog and your existence is ended.
Red, die in a dumpster fire.
Look,
Jesus
I'm just saying
Christ.
the facts. If I was a butterfly, I would be expecting it.
Yeah, and take care of that echo while you're at it.
He's got echo?
No, I don't. Finger guns.
He
I've
doesn't.
been muted the entire session.
Wait, I think I know what it is.
It's the fact that you're crazy.
No, you've also got your audio going on in the meeting.
Oh, did it turn it on for once? Oh, it definitely did. There you go. It's fixed.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
First time connecting to the audio. Nice.
Perfect. Okay. You flutter on, wings flapping in the wind. And things go as smashing as they possibly can. You're pretty familiar with this path. Things move easily enough. You dodge some of the local greenery because you know the creatures that could lurk there. You stay low to the buildings just in case a bird may be watching. The world changes and shifts when you are suddenly that small. A breeze becomes an enemy. You make your way to the bathhouse. Successfully enough. You can smell the smoke rising from whatever is shifting and moving within the smithy. You've recently been here. You've been inside of that same smithy.
Fuck.
What do you do? What's next? Where do you go?
Say again? Been inside that same smithy?
What do you do? What is next, and where do you go?
I'm not going in the smithy, I can tell you that much. I'm not going anywhere where there is a giant fire golem. Thank you very much. No, I'm going to go into the bathhouse itself through the doorless front entry. And hopefully find Ulhime, Klaus, Thelsa, anybody who knows how to cast a spell, because this shit ain't good.
I've got to know now, in this moment, what happens with Cort and with Thelsa? You both made your way back.
To the bathhouse.
Yeah, well, that's what I expected. You both went back to the bathhouse, but you can't just sit there quietly. That's probably the most awkward lot, you two, who seemingly have yet to share many words. But now you're alone. So the floor is yours. Make it so.
It would probably be quiet for quite a while. I don't think Thelsa's much of a talker, and Cort doesn't exactly like Thelsa, so Cort doesn't want to say much to her.
Thelsa might not be much of a talker, but Thelsa is also not one to just sit on her hands and wait.
But after waiting long enough and Klaus, not striding through the doors, Cort would probably eventually bring up, so how long does this take usually?
I'm not sure. Only seen it ever happen once, and it was almost instantaneous. He didn't come back to us for a little while, a couple hours, but apparently as soon as he left, he swapped to somewhere. But I have more pressing matters. I need to look through his belongings for a minute.
Why? Shouldn't we wait for him?
Well, it might take too long. I'm gonna go into his room and start looking for...
Cort would probably try to block the way.
Into Klaus's room.
Yeah. Well, what if he comes back and he finds you looking through his stuff? He's not gonna like that.
Well, if it's to save Jakob, I don't think he's gonna care too much.
Well, what do you need that's so important right now that it'll suddenly save him?
Well, he's a butterfly, and if he stays a butterfly for too long, he'll remain a butterfly forever. And I mean, if you stop me, you can have that on your hands, but I would rather try and find something.
Why is he a butterfly, though?
Even I'm not entirely sure why he's a butterfly. I was trying to turn him into something else, but a butterfly he became.
Thus, I have to know, are you privy to the knowledge of what happens under polymorph?
Since I have Baleful Polymorph as a spell, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I know that if he remains polymorph for too long, eventually he'll just gain... Well, you become whatever he's polymorphed into.
Yeah, that's accurate. Alright, continue, go on.
So unless you have some sort of dispel magic of some high power, I've got a low level dispel, but I fear it might take more than that.
Fine. He's gonna just kind of step out of the way.
You can watch to make sure I'm not stealing anything if that's your cup of...
Well, I'll let him know that you went through his stuff anyways.
That's fine.
I can't really trust you with friends' items.
Hey, well, blame the red man. He's the one who took...
Cort's gonna kind of just go sit near the wall, and realizing that the plans are still on it, he'll probably start erasing them from all of the drawings that we had done before.
You begin to remove them from the wall. And it was rather large. It was fairly vast in its construction. Thelsa, what do you do?
I'm gonna try and look through Klaus's belongings and see if he's got either a wand or a scroll of dispel magic.
Well, that would be up to Will. And he just happened to walk away now.
Nice.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's that boy. There he is.
There's that boy.
It's me, that boy.
He's going through your belongings. He's looking for something in particular. Wands, scrolls, spellbooks, something of that nature.
I have a spell book. I don't remember what's left in it. I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't know where. But I don't believe spell magic was in there anywhere.
Dispel? Yeah.
So, yeah, nothing that will dispel.
You see a slew of things, though. He has a fairly large amount of them. Yeah.
Find Horum's the top half of Horum. Neatly tucked away.
Ugh. I'm just gonna get grossed out about 3/4 of the way through and not finding anything prevalent of scrolls, or like having already checked the scrolls or any books. I'm gonna give up and I'm gonna head to the outside, just outside the door, and start trying to look for, I don't know, monarchs gathering in a certain area or something.
Okay, all right.
I won't be able to tell which one's him, really, unless I'm... Actually, I'm probably going to use detect
polymorph on all of them.
Well, you see, you can turn a butterfly into a rat, and that's fine. I still won't know which is which.
Well, I want to say that my monarch butterfly is going to have like really cool racing stripes and maybe some like lightning bolts on the wings.
Giant number 7.
Are you cosplaying as the main character from Cars?
No, actually,
Lightning McQueen?
I was actually thinking more of the fact that, hey, he has an affinity for lightning, but no, never mind. You guys killed it.
But you don't have an affinity for lightning.
He does. Just not as much as Klaus does.
I'm not like made of lightning, but no, that is,
He does his Chidori at the enemies.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely most recently punched like ice into someone.
Sure.
I can choose what it is for that particular ability, but yeah.
Okay.
Could turn his hand into a taser and just tasered him until he was, unconscious, but...
Yeah, save for the last time I went ahead and tased somebody. He freaking died.
Yeah, it didn't work so well when you up the wattage so much.
Yes, I'm probably going to turn my detect magic on and look outside to see if I can see a magical butterfly.
You don't. You don't see a magical butterfly. How long do you wait?
Probably just a couple minutes before I start heading back towards where the scene had occurred. Following probably the quickest route.
Sure.
If I don't find him, I'm just gonna keep traveling the same area.
I'm gonna give you both a perception. It's gonna be very difficult, mind you, but I'm gonna give you both a perception. Cort, you are definitely not there. This is meant for him. You're definitely doing the...
That's what I thought. I was
this is for
I heard
Sniper.
both of them. I wasn't sure if you meant both me and Sniper, or
No.
Sniper and Thelsa.
Sniper and Thelsa. Sniper.
Oh, sorry about that.
I rolled 4. See, I just rolled 4 Sniper. The timeline just got a little mixed there.
Yeah.
Perception, right?
I see it. Yeah. It's a trickle down. Very good.
Hey!
I'm going to give both of you an opportunity. However, I'm going to grant you an opportunity at failure on this. It's based off of your D100. Nat 20 a skill check doesn't necessarily mean you automatically succeed, because a natural 1 doesn't mean you automatically fail. You still have to meet a certain DC.
Right.
Jacob,
Which I didn't.
I'm going to give you a 40% chance of succeeding.
Okay.
Yeah. So, give me a 60% chance of failure here.
60% chance of failure.
Yeah, give me a 60% range that you don't want. It's not like your legs are going to blow off.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking 1 to 30, 70 to 100.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, fuck.
Thelsa, give me a 40% range of failure.
1 to 40.
Thelsa, you will spot a monarch butterfly with the most odd candor in its flutter. It's strange. But it's ironic at the same time, because he almost spins in a barrel roll fashion as one wing is slightly larger than the other.
That's my guy.
You pick it up.
Fucking A.
Yes.
Do you target him? Do you catch him? What do you do? He's about 40 feet out, fluttering above a home, moving in the direction of the bathhouse.
I'm just gonna follow him for now. Because if I know he's going in the same direction, I figure he's still got a bit of his sane mind left. And I'm not gonna climb up on the rooftops and try and catch him.
Alright, sure. Seems good. Can I get... Sniper.
Yeah.
A 20% range that you do not want.
1 to 20.
Okay.
Damn.
I love it. I love your luck. Oh my god. If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all.
Earlier.
If you didn't have...
If it weren't for
bad luck, you wouldn't
I'd have
any at
no
all.
luck at all.
Yeah.
How bad is it?
As you're fluttering on, slowly spinning through the air, and as Thelsa watches on, Thelsa, can I get a perception, please? Can I get a perception, please, from Jakob as well?
I will reroll that one.
You got it.
That's better.
Okay.
All right. Let's see how I do.
This is going to be easier on Jakob.
Yes. What imminent demise do I see coming my way?
50-50 here. Your favor.
Odds.
Evens. I love it. I love how good bad you are at things. It's so great. Thelsa, as you continue to watch, minding your business, eyes cantering back down to peer at the people that might be crossing in your path. Remember, it is still early, but they just heard about a hanging of a fairly notorious figure. They wanted to go out and see the body. You're weaving between those that are ushering their way into the gallows, glancing back up. When you hear a sound, our friend here does not hear the sound, but it's like this very high-pitched hiss, shrill, this... Meanwhile, he's just fluttering in a fucking circle. The Doomberfly. You hear it. As you glance up, the sun barrels down into your vision, and you just happen to catch him, but not where it's coming from.
Damn, Lucinda winded me.
What do you do? What do you do, Thelsa?
Is he over top of a house right now?
Yeah, he is.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on him. Actually, I don't know if it's a touch check.
Do you? I thought you were you didn't have it, right? You didn't have access to it?
I just have a plain Dispel Magic. I don't know what it takes to dispel a polymorph, though.
Okay, it is a...
Oh, it is a medium range here.
25 plus 5 feet per 2 levels range. It's a range touch. All right, my friend. I need a thing from you. Give me a D1000. Somebody specifically targeted your spell tonight. Your very first spell. 770.
Yep.
That's really close to 777, which for the record is the darkest timeline.
Can you tell me who it was so I can thank them for whatever happens next?
It was Karami.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Remember to thank him in an alley where there's no people around.
Well, it'll be a Bubfest, don't worry.
Oof.
You might not see him for a couple hours.
It's a Mike Tyson thank.
It's gonna
Watch,
lose an ear.
this is gonna be like Fireball. Oh yeah, that's a fireball face. You just erase sniper off the map.
Bad.
No,
Oh, this is
it's not fireball.
fucking funny. This is
Summon
funny.
piano.
All right.
Please tell me I turned him
What
into
did
a
I
snake.
turn into now?
Okay. In this moment of wild magic, this is called exchange.
Oh god.
All spells between the target and the caster are exchanged in the minds, so long as they're both spellcasters.
Sniper's a deadly butterfly!
In this instance, the original caster of the spell loses access to their spells for the next 24 hours.
Oh shit.
So, Sniper,
You're
you're flying, spinning, when all of a sudden, memory trickles back of all of these wild spells that you've never known before. Illusion magic.
Oh shit, of all the times not to have access to my spell book, this would have been fucking grand.
Still like to believe that you're now floating doom butterfly with all of your skills at your disposal.
No. It's different. Things change for him. But he does not get his spells.
Oh.
He knows how to use all of these spells.
I have all this knowledge where if in the next 24 hours I can get to a spell book, I can write me down some spells.
Yeah, you go ahead and pick up a pencil, my guy.
Butter pencil.
He's like, I dip my antenna in the ink.
And I start scrawling out runes.
Just that. In that moment, you also learn his spells. You see how the magic functions from his mindset. I'm not really sure what all spells he happens to have, but you glean just that.
You wouldn't happen to have dispel magic, would you?
Actually, yeah, I would.
Alright, dispel magic again.
Yep. Good luck tapping into those spells.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they cast with.
This is actually amazing. Because he has a
Fucking
24-hour window to be turned back. Oh my god. That couldn't have worked out any better, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
So, am I capable of using Jacob's spells?
No.
Or do I have to, like, read? No.
You
Okay.
are you while you
gotta
know his
remember,
spells.
You're an instantaneous caster. You do
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
out of
yeah.
natural knowledge. All of mine require study. You
Yeah.
know everything I know as far as the study is concerned. You can plot it out, but you don't have any of the training.
Alright, let's test my acrobatics.
Dispel magic. Lightning bolt.
I'm climbing up on this roof once I see that.
Oh,
I don't
God.
remember any of my spells all of a sudden.
Go for it.
Oh, fucking A.
I hope you have cast jar.
That's
I mean,
exceptional, actually. You
Trying
it's
to
for
climb
every
up the roof.
for every 4. I mean, are you climbing or jumping?
Well, I'd probably jump and then climb from whatever windowsill I had made it to.
Okay, so for every 4, that counts as how far vertically you come off of the ground. Given that you're running, that's going to give you an additional 4, so it becomes a 29 in acrobatics. So you're going to get 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, right? So that's 7 feet off the ground? You leap 7 feet off the ground, and you grab on to the roof of this home. Give me a climb.
Wait. Like, her heels clear? She's got a 7-foot vertical? Jeez.
I don't know where you live, but leaping 7 feet in the air, while it's impressive, never clears houses.
No,
I mean, unless you in the Shire.
You got to remember that most 1 stories are 10 feet up. She just cleared 7. If she's a 6-foot character,
Yeah.
she's like 3 feet over the lip of the roof.
She's not over the lip of the roof. She did not jump that. It's from your... It's... Don't worry about it. I'll be the storyteller here. It's all right. I got you. Is there anything else I can help you with real quick?
No, I was just impressed.
Okay. I mean, it's impressive. It is impressive, mind you, but you do not clear the roof, and that is a less than stellar climb.
Yeah.
Your leap was impressive, though. That was badass. But now you're just like...
Legs. I got no upper body. It's got massive legs. I never skip leg day, but I skip everything else.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're
that's...
made, you just keep forgetting to lift weights at the end of the day.
It's like you have these big-ass muscular legs, but the rest of you is just Kirby.
Yeah. That gluteus maximus be down.
You're struggling to climb. You can't seem to break the lip. It's just basically at your waist at this point, but you can't seem to break this. Do you try again? You see him fluttering on.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like use my leg to get up on like the eave and try and I don't know, climb up carefully.
Okay. I like that descriptor. I'll do it carefully.
Yeah, I had to throw the carefully in there so that you know that I don't fall and turn into a Tetris piece again.
Yeah, I got you. We've seen this before. Then give me a climb. I'm gonna give him a bit more of a chance to get away. Man, you should really put some points in climb, my guy.
Yeah, I don't usually need to climb.
Oh, man.
I gotta just shoot stuff from the ground very often.
Okay. It's not hard. I mean, you already have most of your waist and top half over this, so with some ease, it takes a moment, but you carefully throw your leg over the top, pull yourself up from grabbing onto what looks to be some kind of loose bit of wood that is tucked below some hay or straw, if you will, and you start shifting up the slanted roof. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna try and chase him down.
Give me a perception.
Okay.
Tell me what you get.
32.
32 is really good. You can see a lot from this point of the world. You can see the doom butterfly about 15 feet out from the roof. You can also see a hawk barreling. It is in fall. Wings tilted back, legs beneath it, and it's dipping to catch the butterfly mid-flight.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint off the roof and catch the butterfly mid-flight too.
Are you?
We'll see.
Oh, this is good. Can I get a perception, please, from Jakob?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's see what you got here, my guy.
Nothing great.
I believe in you. I believe.
Really? My dice don't?
Jakob,
An item.
in this instantaneous moment, things immediately fall into fear. Your spidey senses begin tingling, my friend.
Well,
And
my
things...
butterfly senses, but okay.
Your antennas stiffen. You begin to peer around you, and you see something horrible. A demonic woman is leaping from a roof, arms outclasped in an attempt to catch you. It's surprising to say the least. After a moment, you'll recognize who it is, but you're seeing multiple angles of this figure as she leaps out from the roof. However, a shadow drapes on head, and you hear it. This whistle on the wind. Your focus shifts. A hawk barrels directly at you. They're meeting in the middle. What do you do?
Oh, God. Okay, so... this is going to sound stupid. Do I still have access to spell-like abilities?
No.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, you do not.
Yeah, because that would have been awkward.
I'm waiting on to be like, initiate evasive maneuvers!
Well, no, he would have done a pull strike on whoever touched him first. Something like 66 lightning damage.
I got a bogey on my 6.
God.
Perfect.
I'm just trying to picture what it would be, what Jakob would do in Jakob form as a tiefling, as opposed to as a butterfly. I feel like he would go ahead and clinch. So I got this mental image of just the wings clapping together and him dropping.
Jesus Christ.
Just fuck.
And that's exactly what you are going to see, Thelsa. That in that moment when you leap off, the spiraling butterfly pulls its wings in together, they close behind its back, and it just free falls straight down. You are now descending. I don't want an initiative modifier here. I just want a d20 roll off. I need to know who is getting to it first.
Well, it's not me.
I mean, there's a 20% chance you can succeed.
Oh, you want me to go ahead and roll for the hawk?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, that would be a little creepy. Yes, I'm going to roll for my own demise.
Yeah, you took the words out of my damn mouth.
Okay, here we go. Let's just see.
I don't suppose I can pull some kind of like aerial acrobatics and whip out my fly that I've been dumping points into.
I would also like to try and like punch the shit out of this hawk. Like if we were coming together, I'm definitely just gonna punch the shit out of it or grab onto it or something.
You're coming down.
I don't know if we're going down at different angles
together, and his angle is slightly different, mind you. But the moment that you are trying to reach out, you see its talons pull up to snatch. You're for certain that he's going to get there before you.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch the shit out of it.
Make an attack!
All I'm imagining is that if he actually had his spells, he would use the one that shows its worst fear right where Sniper is instead. Or just fucking crap.
He comes back with a butterfly and a hawk. Looks like we're having wings later.
Butterfly wings. Chicken's mine.
Cort would be so sad. You eat butterfly wings? Make an attack for me. It's gonna be a d20 plus your base attack bonus plus your strength modifier.
I'll be honest, the idea of just eating wings just reminds me of Skyrim when you're looking for alchemy ingredients and you just start eating every fucking thing you can find.
I've got to look up the AC of a hawk now, man.
It's okay. I need to look at what my BAB is.
So did you think this game tonight would go from the fight with the Beholder to the fight with the fucking hawk?
Hell no! I didn't know that he was gonna fucking... he was gonna go all Dundee on this shit.
Oi, let me sneak up on it. Try and stick my finger in its butthole.
Jesus Christ! Yes, that's his goal.
That's what he wants to do here.
If you critically succeed in this strike, you are going to punch, go over the bird, and then tickle its bum. In that moment. It will probably lose its mind.
Charm the bird.
It might be interested in hanging out with you later, but...
But as a friend.
But as a friend, that's right.
Alright, I rolled a 17.
Okay. What is your strength?
0.
Jesus Christ.
She's just gonna bitch slap this bird.
Oh, man.
No! 2 points.
I lived that life.
Now you have cheated.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna punch it. It's not gonna be very hard.
You're gonna fucking slap it.
Okay, it's actually gonna get an attack of opportunity on you.
That's fine.
Just imagining all the shit that's going on in the city, and now there's just a lady just jumping off rooftops, beating the shit out of eagles.
Give me damage. For you, it's gonna be a D3 plus your strength modifier.
Didn't even roll a D3, I don't think. No, I rolled a D2. Oh well, it's good enough. I'll take it.
That's the best number you're gonna get.
Alright, you punch the fuck out of this hawk. You literally come down like... But as this happens, when you strike the hawk, it wasn't prepared for you. So it immediately starts performing a Jakob, and its body starts spinning through the air.
Oh shit.
And instead of hitting the butterfly, its body spins and it hits you. Its talons outstretch and it immediately starts raking. What is your AC?
High enough to bird?
What do you want, my touch?
I need your
It's
denied your dex.
18.
Okay. I can hit. I gotta roll real fucking well.
Watch
You're
it.
low-key
20.
cheering on the bird.
Okay. I miss both times. It's not gonna stop the collision.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So, I'm not going to roll to see if it's going to hit you because it hit you. You purposefully made sure that this thing was hitting you instead. So I'm just going to give it a d4 plus 2 damage. Take 4 points of lethal bludgeoning damage as you take a hawk to the mouth. I've never had to do that, but yes.
Things I never thought I'd say in a game, Alex.
We're breaking boundaries here.
All right, I want to bite it then if it goes in my mouth.
Jesus Christ. You're currently entwined with this, right? Like this thing has hit you and now its wings are going wild, but you've punched it while it's on your you're going down with it. You're descending into the alley. You've just leapt from a 10-foot roof, trying to catch a butterfly, punching a hawk as it's fucking up your face.
I'm just picturing Kiana watching this going, what are you trying? What the fuck are you doing? Trying to get that butterfly!
She's gonna walk the alley and be like, what is going on? She stands up, it's mine!
Fuck you, Hawk!
Feathers hanging out of the mouth looking insane.
Not even it. I'm still holding the hawk by the neck and a butterfly in my hand. I just run away without saying anything.
Butterfly in one fist, bird in the other, just looking at Kiana and it's just like, they're mine! Turns around and just crab walks off.
You see Thelsa just come up from behind the building, snickering, holding the eagle in one hand.
All right.
It's gotta eat, okay?
Throws it in the forge, roasts that.
That was your collision moment. You're both going to go down. Just over the top of the descending butterfly.
Oh no.
Sniper.
Flap!
Of all of the times that I need you to succeed on a 100 percentile, admittedly it's low. But I'm going to give you an opportunity to succeed here.
No chance at all that I can roll fly or anything like that to go ahead and bump those odds up.
This is literally instantaneous. You saw them, they saw you, you went shit, and they went. It was a fucking mad attack. Bird meet woman in that moment. I need you to give me a 10% range.
That I want or don't
that
want?
You want.
That I want.
Yes. Thelsa is 3 size categories larger than you.
You're about to get fucking stuck.
25 to 35.
Are you sure?
25 to 35.
Okay, that's 11%, so it's 25 to 34.
Okay.
So 25 up, 10% range. Here we go. Oh my god.
Easy.
Oh,
how? Christ almighty.
He called in all of his luck. No more for the rest of this campaign.
Next, like 4.5 years.
That's it for the rest of his life. Are you kidding me?
You might want to go out and get a lottery ticket after this.
Well,
Oh, he's fucking
the same thing
fast.
that we said after the whole 7-1s Yahtzee moment.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, my luck is very, very fucked or clutch.
Well, well done.
If ever there was a time
That's
I
why,
needed you to
that's why it's
succeed,
luck.
25 it is.
Very, very good. I'm actually impressed. You managed to clutch a moment, striking out a wing, and your body starts to move. You begin to fall in a circular-like pattern. I'm not sure if you've seen the helicopters that fall from the trees, the little green things. Whereas they're just a single petal, your one wing strikes out, catching the wind, and you start to flutter and spiral around. Had you not succeeded in this, they would have crashed down on top of you. It would have been a lot of damage. 3 size categories up, you're a baby little butterfly, maybe a little thick in the helmet.
Would have been one hell of a fort save.
Amidst many other things, yes. You narrowly miss a knee crunching down on top of you.
Jacob be gone.
Thelsa,
Yeah.
you have a hold of the hawk. You've got it, like, you're punching it with one hand, and one hand is shifted up as it's, like, basically clawing at your... I'm literally picturing, I think it's called, like, Frontiersmen or Firstmen with Chris Farley when he's trying to get the eggs from the eagle. I'm not sure if anybody's seen this fucking movie, but he's afraid of the eagle getting him, and at the end he just screams, and he's fighting a fucking eagle. This is your moment. What do you do, Thelsa? You're gonna act before.
I'm gonna bite its neck. I'm just gonna rip its neck off.
It's called Almost Heroes. You're gonna what?
You heard me.
How?
I'm a bite through its jugular.
Okay, that's gonna be a called shot.
I'll take it. I don't know what you want me to roll for this, but you're gonna have to tell me.
It's also grappled, so it's got no dex.
He hasn't succeeded in a grapple yet. They just met.
Oh.
Yeah, this is still their first date. They're still trying to go, to figure out that common ground.
What the fuck? You want to tear its throat out?
Yep. Well, trachea. But yeah.
Oh my
and
god!
He's a little dark.
Oh, okay, all right.
Seeing Sniper's fucking knowledge made him want to kill everything.
Well, it's just my spellcraft he saw.
It's gonna
not like
be-
he saw all the dirty things I've done in my
A
life.
D20 plus your base attack bonus plus your strength -4.
Go for the jugular.
Oh my fucking god! Are you? Okay, all right, sure.
God bless.
You strike out and you take a bite. It's gonna get attacks on you.
That's fine.
Good old McGraw.
You're just happy that you caught something.
Yeah. It wasn't rabies.
You know what? Because you're
Thelsa just like
you're literally-
rips her head back and forth.
you're literally throwing your face into the fray of this. I'm not gonna roll to hit. I'm just gonna deliver damage.
That's fine.
It doesn't make sense to roll when it's just going.
What's your face AC?
It's still 18. I
I mean, could that bird's
bone
beak
plating.
really pierce like his bone plating?
It's not a beak. It's beak. It's talons. And he's not made entirely of bone platings. It's just covering up certain parts of the body.
Yeah,
Well,
so he
hold
can
on.
still get
Disregard
the
that.
eyes.
I had too many weird modifiers in there.
D20 worth of damage.
It deals a D20 with one talon.
That's the beak.
Take 2 from one and take 2 from the other.
All right.
How does that make sense? 2
You
minus
mean
1?
one from the first one?
Oh yeah, sorry. 1 from the first one, 2 from the second.
I was wondering
like,
about
wait,
that. I was like,
what
I don't
did I
think
just
that
read?
adds up, but maybe there's some secret +1 over
Yeah,
here.
So you take 3 points of damage. This is going to be treated as a little different, okay? This isn't going to be like one of these things where they break into your arm or they make a little scrape. This is directly to your face. And while you may have plates in various parts of your body, your eyes are not as guarded. Okay? I'm going to treat this, at least one of them, as a critical attack. Because it's on your fucking face, man.
It's a my eyeball.
You can give me damage. I don't even know what a bite attack is like on a medium-sized creature that doesn't have the ability to make a bite attack.
I mean, I still have to draw a Hezru, so I got that going for me.
That's
It would be a D4, I think.
I think,
because,
yeah.
It's one stage lower.
It's going to be a D4, well, plus 0 because you have no strength. I hope you do minimum damage.
Close.
Okay. You manage to incapacitate the hawk. You bite, but as you bite down, getting to the feathers is much more difficult. So when you tear away, you only get a small amount of flesh. Heaps of feathers. Give me a... Fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. I'll say it's... 20% chance that you were discovered by guard, 40% chance that you were discovered by business owner, 50% chance that you were discovered by children. And I'm going to keep it all lower. So 20, 30, 50. Okay, alright. So you were discovered by children. As you tear into this hawk's throat, the moment that you pull away, you feel bits of feather kind of wrap up, but something hits your teeth. And there is a scream from the opposite end of the alley. Children, you notice the screams. You recognize them immediately. You pull away briefly. Do you look?
Yep.
As you incap the hawk, there are 3 kids. Peasant children, watching on as a demon woman leapt from the sky, catching a hawk, punching the bird, and tearing its throat out. The hawk goes limp in your hands, and feathers drape from your mouth. First Jolene, and now this. This town is absolutely fucked.
That's why Ulhime took a vacation to Oxipidus, to get his mind away from all this evil.
Perfect.
Vacation to hell.
What do you do? What does in this moment? What does Sniper do?
Flap, 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 flap.
Cry.
You flap, 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 and as you cycle up and above them, you see the hawk fall limp in her hands, feathers hanging out of her mouth, her wild eyes peering down at the children at the end of the alley. You know what? Make me a will save. I'll make it easy.
I was going to say I just land on her head, but...
I thought you might. Very good. You succeed. You can do whatever you think you would believe that you would do, as opposed to deal with however your body anatomically says, bad news, bears, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I would try and, like, land on her head or nose or something, and, just, flap in her face to kind of make the point.
Okay. Head
Don't
or
kill
nose?
the children.
Head or nose? Head, she may not feel anything.
Ah, fuck it, the nose.
Okay. Thelsa, I need look right at the camera right in this moment. I need you to look. Are you looking at the camera? Okay,
Yes.
I see it. Help me here. Okay, I'm as you can tell, I'm looking in the camera.
Yeah.
You've just tore the throat out, or you believe that you've tore the throat out of a hawk. In that brief moment, when your instincts kick in and you hear the screams of a child down at the end of the alley, feathers and blood in your mouth, something falls down to your face and descends atop your nose. What is your knee-jerk reaction?
To step back, because something got real close in my face real suddenly. I'm going to jerk back, and also probably spit out the bird feathers.
You're going to jerk back. Okay, so you don't, like, bat at it or swing wildly? You don't do anything like that?
No, I think it would mostly just be, like, I don't know, jumping back.
Immediately put space in between you and it.
That was his move. He descended down and basically descended to your nose. So, give me... Oh my god, I never thought I would do this. Give me a ride check.
You're talking to Jacob, right? Not me.
Yep.
Just making sure.
I need you to ride the butterfly all the way to Valhalla.
It's gonna carry me up by my nose. It's going to strike the 400.
The sad part is, that's one of my skills that I have naturally.
Yeehaw.
And the butterfly sticks to your face. Feathers still but something large on your nose. It's not hurting you, at least as far as you can tell. But as you've jerked back and spit out the feathers, it doesn't free itself from your face.
Little segmented leg, just yeehaw.
Children are gone. Children are gone. The screaming continues. It trails. It trails off.
That episode fucks with me.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the SpongeBob episode where
they had the butterfly?
Yeah, they have a butterfly land on SpongeBob's water mask because he's
it goes from cartoon show to hyper realistic, like super zoomed in butterfly face.
Yeah, it was the horror of SpongeBob.
It was fucking
but it sounds like
clip at some
it
point.
sounds like you know it.
I'll find it while you guys do this, but it's terrifying.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways,
terrifying.
Yes,
what's next?
It is. That shit gave me nightmares.
What's next? What do you do?
I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I don't want to swat at it.
I've got to ask. Like personally, I have to know. I've got to know what your character legitimately does, because I know when I see a bug, I fucking panic. If it can ever be a spider, I will jump out of a moving vehicle. It doesn't matter if we're going 60 miles an hour. I will yeet my whole body out of a vehicle.
I was going to do a car accident doing that the other day because I had a spider fall down, and it fucking freaked me out. I almost yeeted myself into the car next to me. I was about ready to fucking body bump it.
What does Thelsa do?
I would kind of wipe at my whole face to try and brush it off. I'm not gonna like punch my own face.
Okay.
It'd be more like a wipe.
Okay.
But yeah, if you look at what MVG posted.
I see it. That's
that's what they cut to it like 4 or 5 times in the episode. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't
All
trust SpongeBob.
I'm gonna go look up the stats of a butterfly.
Can we just assume that they're super low?
I mean, I can assume, yeah, but... Shifted, so it's gonna be twice as much, so twice less. What was your hit points? I'm curious.
Prior to all this happening?
Yeah, your remaining hit points. What did you have left?
Back up. 133.
Okay. So... half again. Okay. Multiple size categories. You swat at it. You do just that. You don't punch your face, but you kind of like try to rub it away, right?
Yeah.
As you push this away, roll for me. Give me a d6.
Okay.
We're just going to assume it hits.
I thought you were going to ask for a CMB versus CMD for a second.
All right. When you hit him, when you brush the figure off of your face, this creature, immediately you see the stain of color, the dust of the butterfly wing go over your hand. Sniper, can I get from you? Will you stay? Will you try to stay in this place?
Am I going to try continuing to ride her nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I am not seeing the incoming hand. If I'm focused on her face and, like, putting the wings over her eyes. You know, just like, look at me, look at... Oh, fuck.
Okay, give me a ride.
This is just wrong on so many levels.
Wow, well done. Well fucking done. You succeed. You succeed in your check. You're going to take... Essentially what I did was because I went down size categories, right? You're a medium-sized figure. You had 133 hit points. I halved it, putting you to small size. Okay?
And then again, because I'm now diminutive.
Now, there's tiny next. So I halved it again to take you to tiny. And then down to diminutive, I halved it again. So 66 to 33 to 16. Because of the size category difference, I'm treating as damage as 3 times the number. So you took 9 from, what was the number I said? 13? Was that it? 15? 30?
I have no idea.
16.
16.
It was 33.
You've taken 9 of 16. You're at 5 hit points. This is the only way that I can realistically make this work, because you're decreasing in size categories. We have to decrease your health pool. You are not a fucking built butterfly. You don't have 133 hit points.
No, I know.
Okay. So yeah, you'll have 7. You're at 7 now. He succeeds. He stays on despite your swipe.
How long has passed since he originally landed on my nose? How long would you say it was? Like just a second?
We're talking like maybe a few seconds at most. 6 seconds. Because in your round, don't you have... You have 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Would you have swatted twice if it didn't go off the first time?
Probably not. I think I would have... I just trying to think of how long it would take for me to realize it's a butterfly on my face, rather than just an instant.
I mean, it's like, even though you're spitting feathers out, you're not going to remove it all from your face, right? Like, there's still blood, there's slobber and all that. It's messy, to say the least, and this is a very messy moment here.
I'm probably going to try and regain my balance before realizing what's going on, because I know he's near, and I know why I'm hoping I didn't crush him. I don't think I'm going to... Especially if it held on this well. I'm not going to keep swatting at it.
This is just the way that life's supposed to be. This butterfly was meant to land here. After a round, you've swatted, and you think you have a pretty good understanding that there's a butterfly on your face. It's not just some random passing insect or a feather that seems to have clung onto your face.
Yeah.
You swatted,
Yeah,
you see the color on your hands, and it's upon you. You don't know if it's the same one. You're not sure if it's Sniper. There's a lot of coincidence, however.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sniper.
The problem is,
okay.
when you struck Jakob, you broke most of the wing off. So flight is no longer a thing for him.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and like take him off of my nose so that I can see again.
Okay.
And try and get him to go onto my finger.
All right. I'm going to pull you guys out of combat, since the hawk is no more, or at least it's unconscious. Are you taking the hawk with you?
Yes. I don't think I want to leave this unconscious hawk in the middle of this alley, especially when the kids just watched, what they watched.
You never turn down a free meal.
I mean, sometimes
It's like
you do.
Adventurer's Code #1.
I'm sure he's not worried about a hawk that he's leaving in the alley.
I don't know. It could be a vengeful hawk.
All right, my friend. I've taken you all out of combat. We're going to pass scene at this point. We're not going to go to Ulhime. We're not going to go to Cort. Instead, we go to a new figure. A new face. Bright and early. So they say the early bird gets the worm. This figure was raised similarly so. Describe us, person, as you enter into Cauldron. What do you look like, Will?
I'm a very tall man. And I weigh a lot. Like a fucking lot.
All right. So you're describing me.
Boy.
Basically, I am a veritable mountain of tusk, hair, and muscle.
Not me anymore.
Nope.
Some
Not
of those lacking the tusks. Go for it.
So,
Beef.
How are you dressed?
Sort of simple utilitarian garb, not anything too fancy, but with little sprucings here and there to make it look fresh, I suppose.
Okay. All right. What sets you different or apart from the common man?
About 1.5 feet.
All right. So you're
The
about
100% USA grade beef.
6.5 to 7 feet tall then?
Around there, yeah.
Where would you put your weight?
I'm probably every bit of a man and a half, at least a typical human man. I weigh about 318 pounds.
318 pounds. So you're pretty thick.
I am a thick boy.
Would you be described as strong, or are you just a thick boy?
It's a mixture of the two. Sort of like the power lifter build.
Okay, so you're very brawny.
Yeah.
Very brawny build.
Barrel chested.
Anything noticeable about you?
The discoloration of my skin is
Okay.
probably the first thing that most people land upon.
You have like vitiligo or something?
Not exactly.
actually.
More so just a mixture of races, leading to sort of a darker than olive coloration.
Okay. What's your hair like? Do you have hair?
Yeah, it's medium length and black.
Medium length black. Tawdry? Is it somewhat taken care of? Kempt? Is it like knotted in the back?
Meticulously taken care of.
Meticulously taken care of. Okay. Eye color?
Brown.
Brown. So we see a figure enter in. Seems to be dressed more so as not so much what you would say is like a business owner, but a specialist. His clothes are just above peasantry. Very tall, very large, brawny in build. There's some lean in his step. Every bit of 7 feet tall, 320 pounds. Predominant jawline. Very broad upper forehead. The eyes are brown, and the skin slightly darker than olive. Carries behind him a backpack. And a weapon. Just in case things go awry. What does this weapon look like?
It is a basically a giant hammer, about the length of my torso plus the upper part of my thighs, with spikes on it, sort of in the shape of a meat tenderizer.
Okay, so it's like 5 feet tall, or long,
Bastard
excuse
child
me.
between a morning star and a fucking meat hammer.
That's sort of what it sounds like. And what is this called?
It is called an earthbreaker.
An earthbreaker. Yeah.
Shit's destructive.
Okay.
We must go deeper with it.
Immediately you set some people for fear. Many new people have been entering into the town, and more often than not they bring bad blood. Their goals are not necessarily as clear. Neither are yours. Half-orcs dress most of this town. They are rarely ever seen outside of armor. You look a little different. You don't wear armor. At least what people can see. They give you stray looks. But because you haven't taken any physical or hostile action, they don't cause a ruckus. There's no stir. But they do make sure that they stay at least 10 feet away from you at all times. What would you like to do?
My first stop, generally speaking, when I reach a new town, is the tavern. I find that I'm generally welcomed there,
Okay.
with a few exceptions.
Do you hold yourself in high regard, or are you treated as a little bit more of a simpleton?
I'm a little aloof.
A little aloof. Okay. Will people know that you are learned after immediately meeting you?
If they give me the chance to express myself.
Sure.
Most don't.
Give me a perception check.
I can do that.
And what a name. Rak Tharksar Gurmuralaz, Crusher of Bones. All right, Crusher. You enter in, you take a few steps in, and you just start sizing this place up. You've heard about Cauldron. You've heard about some of the people here, and it does have a bit of a reputation to it, mind you, but it's a good spot to earn that reputation for yourself. As you maneuver your way through the town, attempting to find the tavern, trying to find anyone that will speak to you, something does catch your eye. It's not a tavern, nor is it a guard. No, it's something far more wild. A woman. Or at least you think it's a woman. Wild in nature. Hair in disarray. Robes tattered. Covered in blood. She's sprinting through an alley, seemingly in your direction. She's cupping something in front of her hands, or inside of her hands. She moves fairly swiftly. Doesn't have much in the way of equipment outside of that. But you notice that she's not all that is human. And as someone that is also not all that is human, you've come to accept people for what it is. But you don't see too many people with natural built-in armor. Plates decorate parts of her jaw and face. Her chin seems to come to almost a point, like it was designed to harm someone. Where the robe drapes over open collarbone, you can see these bulbous points of plates that stick up in edge. Thelsa.
Yeah.
Darting through the alley, trying to make your way back to the bathhouse. As undiscovered as possible, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
At the end of the alley is what you might think is a giant. It's every bit of 7 feet tall, 300 plus pounds. Seems fairly well dressed. Mild-mannered. But there is an enormous weapon draped over his back, alongside his equipment. He turns to see you and he pauses. What do the two of you do in this moment?
I'm going to attempt to greet this crazed woman with her hands cupped. Hello there.
Hello. I don't have time. Meet me at the bathhouse if you need me. And I'm just gonna sprint past him.
Wait, what? But be nice if she told me where the bathhouse was.
Do you follow her?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep pace.
You easily keep pace. It's not that hard for you. It's just a jog to match her speed. He moves up quickly next to you, where it seems like he would lumber. With ease, he matches your stride. His arms just kind of follow next to him. He's in a jog. Nothing too intense. As you struggle to move down a side street. Any more words?
What's the rush?
I'll explain later. It's complicated.
I'm used to complicated, believe me.
Yep. Well, get used to it if you're gonna stick around town.
I've heard the stories of this place. I know what I'm getting into.
Sure.
Do you run for a while?
Yep, I'm gonna keep running until I get to the bathhouse.
All right. We'll say that you both do that. You both manage to run to the bathhouse, and we'll give you an honest moment to introduce each other, thoroughly so, then. But before we round out the session, I want to give these last few moments, particularly, to Ulhime, Captain One-Eye.
Yar, I be fighting the mirror. He be a ghoulie, he be.
Ulhime,
Yo.
I want to know what your plan is while you're there, where you would like to go, and what you're hoping to gain.
Super Saiyan level 3.
Yeah. No. So as I journey back into Occipitus, noticing that it's very much the same feeling that I got hit with from the attack of the Beholder.
The only thing that's different about this place as you rush into the Temple of Ouijas is that the sconces are lit. This place is very well illuminated, and it's thoroughly cleaned. Someone has recently been here.
Okay. I would take a quick gander around, make sure that no one's here.
No one's here, at least as far as you can tell.
Alrighty. As I step through the portal, kind of just time-lapsing what I'm going to do, I would take the hour in Occipitus to get my spells back, and I'm going to dispel the portal in there. Once I get inside Occipitus, I'm going to dispel the portal from the other side.
From Occipitus. I gotcha.
Correct.
Do you recall how the portal got there?
It just randomly appeared.
It did not.
Spell went awry, and someone.
Yes, that's accurate.
Yeah, it had gotten created.
Correct. This is a spell of wild magic, and nobody here has had an opportunity, nor have they sought how to understand how wild magic works. When you attempt to cast Dispel, even in its minor feature, it doesn't work. It just causes the portal to sort of flicker, like you're changing between channels on an old CRT television, where you get that momentary static and the flash before it becomes what it was. And that's just what you see. It's just a tear. When you peer back through, it's the normal plane, your material plane. Okay. But from where you stand, Occipitus, the 507th layer of the Abyss.
All right. I would make my way back to the Torn Cathedral.
Okay.
From there, I'd make my way down into the first trial area.
Okay. You've got it. You make it there. You've been here before.
I have.
What is the first trial? Just as a reminder to people at home, what are they looking at? Describe the place.
So as I get there, I don't know if he's still there, but there is a skeletal mage or undead of some sort that is patiently waiting at the front, presented by two doors, one going north and one going south.
Correct. However, when you arrive, he is not there.
Okay. I would go through the northern door where I remember fighting the spider.
Yes, the demonic spider, correct.
Yeah. Taking the time in there, remembering that my armor was torn to pieces in there, or at least the leather straps were torn from there. I would go back to retrieve my armor pieces and refashion it, given like some of the cloth on the shirt that I might have had, or if I can use make hole in the leather straps. I don't think I would find them. You
can make do until you find something, and in this time, with enough work, you might be able to hunt some kind of creature here and procure its leather.
Yeah, and I mean that would be essentially that's like kind of like the first step. Walking the area, I would go into the second portion of the trial to see if the lantern had been returned.
The lantern is not there.
Okay.
You notice anything that pertains to those figures, yes, and the trials, the places remain, the figures do not. Anything that may have been expressly valuable or even magical is removed.
Alrighty. Kind of making light of the situation that's kind of at hand. I'm assuming that because the trials have been passed and completed, that nothing's going to be there until the trials start again for whatever reason.
Sure.
So using that time, I'll pick up the pieces of the armor and I will go to the Black Dragons. I'll make my way out of the church, go down, and then I'll start remembering the way that we took through the postural field.
Yes.
To make my way through remembering the time limit. I would probably do the first few steps in, and probably take, I think you said it was within a round, to see if I teleport back.
Correct.
And I'm assuming that still happens?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, still remembering the same way that we went before. Make my way snaking through the area. Seeing that there is now a giant pond of blood that had spawned from the last bout of wild magic that had been there.
Correct. I'm actually happy that you remember that. Very good.
Yeah. As I make my way past that, I will then cross over into the area where I think it's a little near the skull where the postural sinks in.
There's actually the forest nearest that moment.
The bone shard forest.
Yes,
right?
and that's pretty much tucked away in the forest is where you encountered the dragon.
I would probably break off a piece of bone.
Okay.
Nice spear. I don't have the sword anymore. Yeah, I'd break off a piece and use it for now as either a crude club or spear.
Okay.
Based off of
a way to defend yourself. Yeah. Correct. Okay.
From there, head back into the dragon's lair, and that
a lot of time is gonna pass for you.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're traveling, you're not running, you're walking, and you're moving very carefully. You're alone.
Correct.
In the abyss. You're in hell. Just to be clear, for anybody watching at home, he's actually walking through hell. And it takes you a long time.
Yeah.
Sleep is not something that is as apparent for you because you don't need to sleep. So you take advantage of your newfound endurance, or lack thereof. Having endurance would suggest that it comes to an end. You are
correct.
Timeless for all other reasons. You walk for hours. You break off bits of bone from the trees, creating a crude club at best. Bone has a weaker point of breaking than some of the more mundane materials of metal that you've acquired in the past, but it will function in a method to defend you.
Being a blacksmith, knowing that there is some form of leatherworking that has to go into making the strips to fasten them, I would say within that time I would probably tear the skin from some of Occipitus and dry it and prep it to make it like leathered bounds for the armor.
Okay. As you descend into the dragon's pit, you wind for a while before you find yourself entering into, for everyone else, what would be an incredibly dark void. A blank space between flesh. You're a dwarf, for all intents and purposes. A pommet. You can see in the dark. You see the cage where the seer was held. The seer that you still have no idea where they are.
I saw him once, and then I think he disappeared from the tavern. Yeah.
The lava vaunts send a roll, a shiver through the land. You can hear it. It's almost as if you were underwater, and there is movement or noise outside of that water. It's that swelling noise around you. You're fully encapsulated by this body of flesh. Occipitus has a way of making you feel at home, but also stirring the beast within you. You see the cage. You see the bones. The bones of many men. The bones of many creatures. The bones of a dragon that was dropped here. Peerless, and construct. Time here passes much differently. And the last time you had seen the dragon out of game, I mean, out in the material plane, we're talking weeks at this point, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
If every hour is roughly a day, well, you can kind of put it together. Things are different here. There are scavengers. But the dragon looks mostly unscathed. Something different catches your eye. Something that wasn't like this previously. You see a pair of doors. These doors before were closed, encased. A fungus lie in honeycomb, defending the door for all that touch it. The handle pierced for any that reach out for its grasp. The doors are open.
Kind of, I guess, since I'm making my way when I curve right, and I remember seeing the doors being a little behind the kind of skin wall, seeing them open, that would probably cause immediate alert, and I would walk over and see what's inside, or what's not inside.
As you move closer to the door, you do see something more. Not inside, but just outside of the door. Stabbed into the wall, piercing, appears to be 2 rods, built like hangers on the wall. And you see that there are 2 bodies that cling intensely to these rods like hangers. Skin, no bones, no muscle. They lie flatly so. Clothes still draped around them. One of them you recognize. Tercival. Tercival's body, a husk, hang at the wall. Next to him, an older man. The skin is aged. Liver spots decorate the face, arms, and hands. Some on the chest, even.
Runic symbols scarred in?
Nothing like that. Okay. The hair is dark, but immediately you can't tell whom it was. Give me a wisdom. D20 plus your wisdom.
Is this Skellering? Old Skellering body?
Let's see your wisdom.
12.
You think it might be. It does look uncannily like Tercion. It does also slightly resemble, if there was any kind of weight behind it, the current guard captain.
Yeah, so it's the father then. I've seen him before. I think once, though, before he killed me.
There are 3 bodies on the ground. Lying next to them, you immediately notice one. One you've come to know intimately. Surabar Spellmason. Two that you don't recognize. One of which is a woman, the other of which is a man.
I'm guessing that's Rondler and Lidu, right?
Potentially. Depends on what you know of the lore and what has been told to you of this point.
It was just the 4 names. The people we never discussed outside of who we knew already. So I'm assuming this kind of putting two to two together, I'm guessing Nab the Tauren already opened the door since he had possessed the two bodies prior to. But
potentially
seeing the bodies, I'll walk into the door and see what's on the inside.
As the wind builds beneath you, you gasp for the first time to find that there's nothing. Not gasp as in awe, but as in almost an exhale, just because you heard about what was behind that door. You never really saw what it was, but something awful. Did Klaus ever tell everyone what was behind the door?
Nope.
Did you express at any time?
Nope. He kept it to himself.
Sure as shit did not.
There are shackles.
Oh shit!
Large shackles.
He's gonna put them on the city.
No creature, though?
No creature.
Upon inspecting the room, is there anything else in there other than those shackles and the dead bodies?
I don't know, do you do anything different?
I mean, I'm going to inspect the room. I don't know if there's...
I mean, how, like, are you picking it up and, like, eyeballing it? Are you using detect magic?
I mean,
like, what all are you doing?
I would be using, like, detect magic at this point, to see if there's any arcane writing on the walls.
Okay.
If there's anything hidden here that I'm not perceiving initially.
You don't know what was behind the door. You do feel like there was some kind of latent energy here, though. Even though it's gone, remnants of the past, it hangs as an echo. This chamber shares whatever it was. As you're walking about the room and outside, you do see something. Something that you didn't quite see before, but something that you've seen before. Peering over at the bodies, Surbar Spellmason's body is teeming, even in death, it's teeming with arcane energy. The spectrum radiates. It's literally seeping like a miasma energy. And amidst that, because you've seen him so many times, you see Klaus's energy weaved into the body. The arcane element of lightning reams deep within the person's body. It hangs. It decorates it. It's like a painting of sorts. And as you turn, knowing that something terrible has happened, thinking that you should probably explain to Klaus what you found, your perception gives you something more. If you weren't scanning the room thoroughly, as you've declared as such, you may have missed it. The body of Kozalidu, the woman. Her body also has magic on it, but it's not like Surabar's. No, it's not like the others. It's not like the magic that hangs in the chamber. No. It's Klaus's energy. Klaus's magic hangs over this body. It looms. It's faint. Incredibly faint. But you can tell the element of lightning has touched this body. And it's his. And this is where I'm going to call tonight's session.
Damn.
Yep.
I am going to be really curious as to what was in that cell.
Yep. That's going to be it for tonight, fellas. I hope you're okay with it.
Yep.
I know it felt pretty much the entire time like we were bouncing to and from in these very diverse timelines. But a lot's happened in a very, very short span of time. And I would like to open up the floor to allow you guys to openly speculate. Because I know we like to do this after stream. Okay, you're not an idiot. You're also going to be changed from a butterfly. Somehow. I know that you guys will figure it out, so you don't just flap, flap, flap. I will stab, stab, stab if you flap, flap, flap again.
Well, I'm just not altogether confident that they are going to be able to fix me.
Well, no one's been able to fix you up to this point, but you can at least talk.
The bird that's going to come after you this time is a giant metal owl instead of the little hawk.
And there's nothing that Thelsa's going to be able to do about it. As you're both carried off to be eaten by Ludo.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
As they're flying away, you just hear kang, 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 as he's just trying to bite into the metal.
So you finally get to the feather metal, and there's no trachea because it's a fucking...
Thelsa's like, I gotta bite through gears? Damn it! I didn't want to bite through gears.
So you just stick your bone chin in there.
Bone chin?
Yeah!
So okay, Will's a big beefy boy, so we actually have a chance to smack holes into things.
So a beholder, huh?
Like a big ass beholder too.
I had a feeling it was because like when you were talking about the tendrils, I was like, I don't know of many creatures that have that unless it's like a mind flare. I was like, and even then,
that explains so much.
It's the same fucking asshole from back when we were in what's it called's den, the one where we yeah.
Yeah, the one that
Same
took the
one's-
one child.
yeah,
This one's mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You guys are...
Asshole.
You're putting it together.
No, fuck you. Fuck him.
I never forgot him.
Go
I
back
just
to
never
being a
knew who
mayor.
he was.
so if that's the case, that means Drekthar is somewhere,
Still somewhere.
pulling strings still.
Somewhere.
In
Being
which
an
case-
asshole.
Yeah. But yeah, I
And then we have
had to head back
fucking
to
we
hell.
have
I needed,
Nabikins. Being a
I have
dick.
to put some stuff on reset. I have to get some stuff in check before I go back.
They are thinking you're right. There is a lot still to be told in this tale that you guys have just glossed over. Even though we've lost Klaus, it doesn't necessarily mean that Klaus's tale is over, as I'm sure you're all beginning to find out.
Can we just like make Nabby the guard captain and then just live the rest of our lives?
And just hopeful bliss.
Who's to say at this point that Neb the Tauren isn't occupying Jared Skellering?
I don't like that you're trying to plant that seed of doubt.
Let's not pretend at all like a well-known demon general across all of Golarion could potentially stop a 10th level fighter.
We know it won't be him because there won't be a bag of doorknobs in the corner when he assumes his form.
That's a tell.
He's not going to go that far.
When you don't find a bag of doorknobs.
Oh no, I'm good. You're all liar.
It's like, what? Everyone just stops.
You're not him!
What did you say?
Turn around and bend over.
I don't see a doorknob!
You know, I really did love that character, guys.
You turned him into this.
No,
You did this to yourself.
Chat turned him into this.
Chat
I
did.
just had to go with it.
You know what? I can honestly say, though, that this is the best we've ever seen the life of Jakob. He had sex tonight. Admittedly, it was with a butterfly, but he had sex tonight.
That's never something that you should gloat about, by the way.
I beat them butterfly cheeks.
They don't. Okay. You know
it's
what? I'm not
as
even...
weird as when Panda went with the ape.
Sniper goes back on mute.
Well, unfortunately I can't do that. That's up to Will. It's his server.
Just ban him. Just get him out of here.
Oh man. So mostly because I want to pose this to Ronald, and I would love to open it up afterward. What's the deal with Koza? Why is Koza's body, or why is there an echo of Klaus's past on Koza's body?
Possibly his biological mother? Question mark.
Maybe.
But I haven't been also that far back into the game, so I don't know.
He switched bodies at one point and had a lot of fun and didn't want to tell us, and then had to switch back.
I don't know if it has anything to do with him body jumping to her, but I don't think he has. But I would have to say it's, if kind of taking back to what was seen, where like all the little lightning droplets were hitting the planet, the first spark probably chose her, and that's probably his biological mother in some facet. So Klaus is actually Klaus Lidu.
That's okay. That's an angle. I like that angle.
But I mean, as of right now, I don't know.
Okay, I like it.
No other, yeah.
I like what you got. What does everybody else think? I know you guys have a couple of ideas.
I think Klaus was hatched.
All right, that's the new idea. You're no longer an elemental. You're a bird.
Caw, motherfucker.
Wait, are you more attacked by what Innie did to your kin now?
Now I don't give a shit.
That wasn't a lightning hawk. That was.
That's why he had
hawk.
such an affinity to that clockwork bird.
Clockwork bork.
Clockwork work.
But yeah, like, fuck.
Yeah, no, same. Honestly, I fucking feel that. Just
I'm
fuck.
sort of leaning towards the theory that Lidu was one of my incarnations previous, and I just don't remember that far back.
Or somehow or another, he just became his own grandpa.
Well, you did have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
You recall that vision.
I do.
You were never inside of that cell in your current mentality, in your current headspace.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went in, you recognized everything immediately. There's a lot that you can probably put there, and there's some things that you can definitely assume.
Possibly, what, like an inadvertent possession or something like that?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it's definitely an option. But I think some things are starting to come together. You're definitely starting to piece parts of the web together. And if you're not, well, stop picking your nose and pay attention, or you're going to miss a lot of major events that are going to be happening.
Huh?
Okay. Keep poking that big-ass brain of yours there. It's all right. It's another Wednesday, guys. Shackled City has come to an end. Next week will be episode 159. And that's wild. How do we feel not having an episode with Klaus?
The most electrifying
Not that
source
different.
in all sports entertainment.
I'd say it was a pretty shocking episode, despite the lack of him.
Wah, 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 wah.
No moral compass to contend with. I do what I want.
How do you feel about
it's obviously
Thelsa
different.
being
I mean,
deep in your hidey hole.
I will
think-
say this, mostly because I want this person to know. Because more often than not, people will message me with a guess of what's happening, or whom is pulling strings behind the scene. I'm not going to say who this person is,
It was Sasha all along.
but I will say that someone has guessed something very interesting, and it is correct.
Oof. You're just gonna make Christy lose her shit now.
Are you talking about like one of us or one of the viewers?
One of the viewers. I will say this, but it's not Christy. One of the viewers.
Considering how many viewers
Damn,
have
Christy
probably
immediately
been
assumes it's
lambasting
wrong.
him with questions, it's not a small pool.
There's a couple of people. Yeah. And I know when they watch this VOD, because I know they do that. There's a successful theory out there.
Yep, it's Jim's friend.
It's Jim's friend.
He
Yes,
went,
Klaus is actually a door.
He went plat and started watching everything on ×2, so he's been going through the catalog.
There's a lot of people that go back in and watch these.
I'm saying, yeah, but he's doing it on ×2.
Well, there's viewership on both the VOD here and on YouTube. So people are watching it, even if it is a lot to watch. They're watching them.
Yeah, and truth told, these are rather fun to go back and listen through.
We're better
I
than
do
your
it-
normal podcast.
I
I mean, that thing you listen to, we're just better. Sorry to say.
I can't listen to our VODs because I talk
I
in
can't
them.
either. Yeah, I'm in the
That's-
same boat.
The exact reason I can't watch our own VODs. I might
Yeah.
go back and watch like a moment.
But I can't watch the whole thing. I'd fucking hate myself.
If it's longer
I
than like
I can handle clips. Clips are about my maximum.
Yeah.
I watch
Man,
enough
you guys
so
are
that I know
fucking
where to
weird.
start
I think
and
I
where to
sound
end.
awesome.
well,
Yeah, but you're
You're
narcissistic
full of
as fuck.
yourself.
I mean, I don't have a
Well-
problem watching VODs. I don't get the I guess
the weirdness
that you guys have on that. Yeah, I mean, to
it's
me,
just I hear my
recording
voice
out.
and it makes me physically recoil.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Like, I'm just
there's
like,
a lot. There's a lot going on when you actually look over these sessions that you just don't. You just flat don't fucking remember.
Mhm.
Mostly because I kind of fade in and out whenever there's a lot of talking going on that doesn't involve me.
I relate.
And yeah,
That's cool.
and
I
two,
remember it.
because we've just got imperfect memories.
We've
When
also
you're-
done this for almost 160 episodes. There's a lot
But-
to forget.
You guys recall a lot of information though, despite not having written like anything down. Ronald,
Notes, kind
at
of.
the
fuck
very
you.
least,
We
Yeah,
went through my
well-
notes. It took like an entire night to go through my notes.
Ronald. Yeah, I mean that's
yeah,
that's a
I
good
leave
thing.
that entirely to Will and Ron. I remember the gist, and I might land on one or two key items.
You're fucking Zap Brannigan. I swear to God.
I show up and I hit things with my sword.
Whose law?
shit.
Rivers
I-
law.
I need a reminder as to who that is.
Is that
Ronald's-
one again?
Futurama.
Ronald's your Kip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The blonde space captain from Futurama who's super.
Oh,
Champagne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one in the velour.
Yes.
Goddamn.
Yes.
Kip,
Champagne.
tell them I'm busy.
Kip, tell
But
the
yeah, I mean-
ambassador I'm not wearing any underwear.
So make Cort
everything
fry.
that.
No.
Everything that you guys seen. What do you guys think? Give us your feedback.
I'm not that useless. I don't need 100 cups of coffee to do something.
That might be accurate, but only if Thelsa is Zoidberg.
Deal.
An evil Zoidberg.
Yeah. I don't know if there
Christ.
is there an evil Zoidberg?
But what about
Yeah,
Thelsa?
when the fin goes
The-
up, he gets all aggro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
when
right.
They, when they go on mating season.
Every time. It's perfect.
Who the fuck is Farnsworth then?
Yeah, Klaus.
Surabar Spellmason as
Yeah,
Klaus?
when he was-
Yeah,
Bill
that's
Mason,
fair.
that
I
time.
kind of figured you were going there, but just had to ask.
Klaus pops up. Good news, everyone! I fucked up again!
Finger wagger.
Between making the thing longer, I've managed to ruin the town.
What I'm curious about now is what's going on with his staff.
It's just in the hidey hole.
Where's it at?
Somewhere back at the bathhouse.
That's a very good question. We haven't thought about the staff since Occipitus, I don't believe.
No, Will used it.
Thinking about it.
And Will used it a lot.
I don't forget anything that happened.
No, Will, I don't think has used it since Occipitus.
I literally always
Yeah,
carried it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has.
It was the one thing that stayed on my person at all times. I did
Yeah.
leave it behind when I went to go sacrifice myself for your ass,
But then he picked it back up.
Oh, so it's somewhere in the Temple of Ouijas.
No,
How would he-
picked
no,
it
it's
back
somewhere
up.
in the bathhouse.
How would he
Why
pick it
would
back
be in the
up after he
bathhouse?
died?
Took it.
See, because he's alive when he goes to sleep, Bub.
Yeah, remember.
That's all the
he
time we
died in the
have
Temple
for
of-
Shackled City, because my brain is ending. Oh my god! Alright guys, we're getting out of here, so I can at least wrap this up and let everybody know what we're going to be naming the episode. Love you guys, I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Not sure what's happening yet. But yeah, we'll see you then. Peace. We're out of here, guys.